Hi, this is David, and if you're listening to this video, it's probably because you're making your bibliography using Hangul Word Program. Again, this is for Hangul Word Program. If you are using Microsoft Word, you want to look at the other video. This one does not involve Microsoft Word. The first thing you want to do is go to the sources. So I've got my source here. I'm going to go ahead and first look for the author's name. I can find it really easily by looking for the word by. I see his name's Ron Doolin. Not sure how to pronounce that, but I'm going to give it my best guess. Next thing I want is the date. For the date, I'm going to look for a date. Pretty easy. Important, you probably only need the year since this is a website, but just because I'm being diligent, I'm going to copy down the date along with the year. And if you have a time like this, completely not needed. You can just delete that. For the title, usually the most big bold letters are the title, and this case is no exception. So I'm going to copy down the word StarCraft Review. That's what I'm looking for. That's my title. As for the organization title, this is usually a good place to look in the URL, right between www and .com, or in between www and .co.kr. Any place like that in the middle, that's probably a big clue as to what the organization's name is. If you can't find that very easily, look at the top of the page. You can pretty easily see what you're looking for. So in this case, GameSpot is the organization. And then the last thing you want is the URL. So I'm going to give that a copy into my notepad. And then hopefully you're not just using this for credit for my project. So hopefully you've read the source, you've got the information out of it, and that information is going to come in handy later when you're writing your bibliography. And then what you're going to want to do is, for your second source, because you need at least two, you're going to want to go to the second source. Again, identify that name, Yannick Lejak. Don't know how to say that at all. Hope he never finds this video. October 14th, 2013. Well, that looks like a date. Good. Remember, I don't need the time, so I'm just going to copy down the day. And then the title, pretty easy to find here. It's huge, so I'm going to copy that down. And then again, what's my organization name? Well, probably NBCnews.com. There it is at the top of the site. Perfect. So let's write down NBC News. And then the URL, we'll give that a copy, put it out on the notepad. Okay, now we're ready to go into Hangul and we're ready to start making our citations. So I'm going to open that up. And in Hangul, Patanga or whatever is probably going to be fine. The spacing looks normal, so you don't really have to change anything around there. The one problem with this default setting is that the default font for this program is kind of small. And so a few things you're going to want to do. First, left justify everything. It's very important. If you're using this default font, I would recommend turning it up to 12. Arial is fine. I think Times New Roman is fine, but Hangul didn't have it, so I'm going to use Arial. Arial can be a bit smaller, but for today, I'm going to keep it at size 12. And now I'm going into my citations. So Doolin, R. Really quick, note that it will start with the names. So one citation will start with D, one citation will start with L. D comes first in the alphabet. So Doolin will be the first source we cite. Doolin, R. Then write the date, 1998, April 15th. And then the title, StarCraft Review. Remember, even though it's capitalized in the article, it's not capitalized here. So just one letter is capitalized, the letter at the start of the title. Switch to italics, add in the organization title, which is GameSpot in this case. And then retrieved from and the URL. So I've got a little bit of blank space there at the end of the line, but it doesn't look like anything can fit. I can fit HTTPS up there, but then I have this weird punctuation at the start of the next line, and that doesn't look good. So in cases where it's close like this, you're going to want to just say, don't worry about it, it's a small enough piece at the end of the line, it's not a problem. So we'll just leave the URL on one line. We're very lucky. When you do the URL though, it will change to a hyperlink when you hit enter. And so you don't want to click on the hyperlink that will take you in. You're looking for the bottom option, which is hyperlink Jugi. Unfortunately, it takes me a little while to find it. You don't want to highlight it. You just want to hold your mouse over the link, and there it is at the bottom. Hotkey is J. Congratulations, David, you found it after 10 minutes. So there's our citation number 1. Looks good. Now it's time to go into citation number 2, since we're doing this. So, Yannick Lejac, it's all capitals. That is a problem of the font that they were using. I promise you that there is no last name in the world that involves all capital letters. So, L, Y are capitalized. Lejac, comma, Y. Write down the date, 2013, October 14th. And then the title. And for the title, again, notice that even though it's a very long title, only 2 letters are capitalized. T for the first letter of the title, they. And because it's after the colon, it's a subtitle. Start of the subtitle, F, capitalized. Nothing else is capitalized. Next, switch to italics. Add in our organization, NBC News. Then switch out of italics. And add retrieved from, and then the URL. You'll notice that the URL is split across lines, and especially badly, the word tournaments is broken in half. This looks not very good at all. So ideally we would fix this problem. We would end it on punctuation and have an entire word all together on the same line. This looks good. However, it needs to be tabbed in. Every line except the first must be indented. So, tab, which breaks up the citation a little bit, but that's okay, keep going. Tab again. And now we have to split this URL in half. We're going to have to guess a little bit how much fits on one line. It's a guessing game. If you pick a place and there's too much space left over, pick a new place. If you pick a place and nothing happens, probably pick a shorter amount of text. I chose something that was too long here, so that's a problem. What I'm going to have to do is break it in a different place. So I'm probably going to try to break it after the word die instead of hard. So I hit enter here, and now it fits. Perfect. Again, remove the hyperlink. Takes me forever to find it again. And now I need to fix this. So, hard. Move it all up to one line and hit tab. Luckily it all fits. No more work is required. That's always nice. Now it's time to add the annotations. So, in the first paragraph of the annotation, you're going to want to write about the source. It's 3 to 4 sentences, one short paragraph. Tell me about the source. What is it about? And you'll write 3 to 4 sentences. After that paragraph, skip a line. So enter, enter. And then start writing your next paragraph. It also is 3 to 4 sentences. In this paragraph, you'll describe, was the source helpful? Was it unbiased? And you'll explain how. 3 to 4 sentences. And then after that paragraph, you'll skip one more line again, enter, enter. And then you're going to say, how did it teach you about your topic? And that's a short paragraph, only 2 to 3 sentences. You need to make sure that all lines of the annotation are indented like the second and every other line of the citation. The downside of Hangul Word Program is it does not predict the formatting you use, so you have to manually go line by line, clicking at the start of the line and hitting the Tab key. Make sure that all your tabs are done properly and words are not split in half. And now it's time to do it for the second source. You'll write one paragraph about how the source is. What is it about? Describe it. 3 to 4 sentences. After skipping a line, you'll write 3 to 4 more sentences in a new paragraph about how the source felt. Did it feel unbiased? Did it feel helpful? And why do you think so? And then you'll skip a line and go to the last paragraph. How did it teach you about your topic? And that only needs to be 2 to 3 sentences. And then once again, you're going to want to make sure you go line by line, hitting tab and bringing everything to that same indentation. So this isn't perfect. Honestly, this isn't the font that I would ideally be using. The problem is my copy of Hangul is not that great. One thing you want to do before finishing is head up to the top and on the right side put your name there. That's very important. I just need your name and your student number. After that's done, this looks like a fine bibliography. Is it great that it's on 2 pages? No, I think that might be too much writing. You can try to play around with the text a little bit, but be careful when you change font sizes and things because that could screw up your formatting. So you want to make sure that you really go through and monitor the formatting again every time you change the font or the style or the text size. It's very important. Hangul Word Program does not help you with any of this formatting, so you'll need to be very diligent about it.